Started then. We're going to go to meditation now. Well, good morning, everybody out there in virtual land. We're so happy to have you with us. I'm Reverend Nan. I'm here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Visalia, California. And this is the time when we begin our meditation. We're going to have beautiful music from Kevin, and everything here will be nice and peaceful. Everything out where you are will be peaceful for your meditation. We'll be back at 10:15. And after the meditation, I'll see you then. But in the meantime, if you'd like, take into your meditation this wonderful thought that you can contemplate when you are close and entertaining the energy of the source and the divine. This is your thought for today. The work of my soul is creating a life that matters. And I'll see you at 10:15. Welcome back. Welcome back from your meditation. I hope you enjoyed the beautiful music from Kevin. And now it's time for our meet and greet here in the sanctuary. And with you at home, I hope you just go get yourself a beverage and a snack or whatever you'd like to make the next hour or so pass by and just be enjoyable. We have a wonderful service planned for you, and everybody will be coming in here at the center. So I'll see you again at 10:30. Show. That's okay.
it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything. I am loving every living thing. I can see the face of God in paupers and kings. We're all precious, no one less or more. We've all got the same treasure in store. I am loving every living thing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything. I'm believing in my God and life. No matter what comes, it's always gonna turn out right. I just dig right down to how I feel. Take a deep breath and grab the wheel. Oh, that's why I'm believing in my guiding light. Oh, yeah. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything. Instrumental, here we go. Place with the wind to my back and a smile upon my face. Oh, I'm living my dream a little more each day, and it keeps getting easier to find my way. I am rising. God makes me want to say, I can't help it. God makes me want to sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything. Oh, makes me feel so good I can do most anything. Hey, it makes me feel so good I can do most anything.
Yes. Oh, baby Sean got scared. That's okay. He'll be okay. He used to, you know, baby Sean's been coming for some time now, and he was just this big, and now he's this big. And so he's usually really good with the music, but this was pretty rowdy. So I don't know about y'all there, or wherever you may be, but in here, we got some energy going on, and it is my pleasure to welcome you wherever you are, here, there, everywhere. I'm Reverend Nan Bankston. I'm the minister here, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our Sunday service. Wherever you may be, if you're at home watching, if you're away watching, if you're here, we've got a really nice time in store for you. And I believe we have somebody here for the first time. Welcome home. We've been waiting for you. And we got a few things we'll get on for you afterwards. Now, what else happens here? Let me see. We've got announcements today. Yes, we do. So in October, on October 1st, we're going to be starting on Saturday, a Saturday class. It's 5 Saturdays from 10:30 to 12:30. And it's the Science of Mind, Spiritual Principles and Practices. It's really a really wonderful course if you want a refresher, if you're new to Science of Mind, if you would like to know more about it and learn how to practice the spiritual principles that create our best life. It's a very fun course, and the sign-up sheet's over there, and a little bit more information is about it, and if you have any questions, you can see me. I'm going to be teaching it, yes, and Janice is going to be my assistant, my co-teacher. So you got the powerhouse going on for you. If you miss this one, honey, you're missing it. You're missing it if you miss this one. So yes, and so yoga classes are still going on. You can see the fannies on the wall there. That's the basic some kind of wall dog thing. I don't know. I've been there. I've done the yoga thing. I like it. I enjoy it, and it's still happening. Dina told me yesterday that she's likely going to take it through the fall, far into the end of the year. She is going to be gone a couple of weeks in October, so pay attention to announcements so you know when it's not happening, because otherwise we will be doing it. Today, the One Hope Choir is rehearsing right after service, so if you're here and you're going to be singing, see Hope right after the service, and you can get after it with some singing. And one of these days, we're going to have them doing some stuff here again. You know, summer's been going on and vacations and all that, so it's been a little something going on here and there with the holiday and all. So, of course, we have our memorial service for Marjorie Brandon coming up on September 24th at 6 p.m. And Marjorie was a person who was involved in this center and also in creating the Marjorie Brandon and the Brandon Mitchell Gallery that we house here in our center that has beautiful artwork. And every 2 months, we have the artwork change, and there are local artists that Donna Orozco, our gallery manager, handles, and they switch out, and we've always got some new kind of art form going on in here, because one of our spiritual principles is that we absolutely believe that in aesthetics, culture, and beauty. And today, Explorers Group at 12:30. It'll be here at the center and on Zoom. And they're looking at a book called The Underground Church. And they love to look at all sorts of different kind of things. And the question today is Onward Christian Soldiers, with a question mark. So if you want to tune into that and you're out in the virtual world, just go to our website. You'll be able to click on Zoom and join everybody here. I think you'll enjoy it. And on September 21st, which is the International Day of Peace, we'll be here. I'll be here at the center, and we will have a peace meditation at 12 noon. It's about 15 minutes, and at that time here, there will be people meditating all around the globe. So it's a very special time for us to engage in this. So I recommend that you come on down, spend 15 minutes, invest in peace if you're here in town. And Donna's going to talk to us about another little special Peace Day thing. You know, last year we made the cranes. And so now she's going to talk about the next generation of cranes. So, all right, that's good. This is our next event. So last year, I'm sure you remember, we did 1,000 origami cranes. They're still hanging here. They're still hanging here. And the discussion about why origami cranes mean peace is in there. So I got to tell you the story about how this all came about. So one first Friday when we had the art show here. There you go.
There I am.
There you are.
Okay, if you didn't hear me outside, we're starting now. At one of the art shows, a man came in and said, "You need more color outside. People don't know we're here." And the Arts Consortium manager happened to be here and said, "Apply for an outdoor art grant." So I said, "What can we do?" And they said, "Wrap trees." And I said, "What?" "With yarn." So apparently yarn bombing, has anybody heard of yarn bombing? Really?
It's interesting.
I'd never heard of it. Well, okay, so we looked that up, and we found that conservationists think that wrecks the trees. So we decided in all these meetings we've been having, let's connect it with International Peace Day, and we'll wrap cranes instead and hang them in the trees. So this, you see on the screen, is my first attempt to wrap a crane.
It looks great.
Well, it's interesting. I'm going to have them change the template just a little bit so it looks a little more like a crane, and it'll be a little easier to wrap, I think. And you can see the circle of cranes. Anne found that, and we're going to put that on the sidewalk outside. Now, I found out the Caltrans won't let us paint it permanently, but they will let us do it with chalk. So we're having a template made, and I want to invite you and your kids and your grandkids to come. And first, we can wrap cranes, because we want to wrap a bunch of cranes, and we also want to get that art on the sidewalk. So show the next slide. This, if you can tell, you can't tell, but there are little birds in the trees, and you can see where the circle of cranes will be on the outside. So the event is happening in 2 weeks, Saturday, September 24th from 12 to 2. That's a busy day. We're having yoga, we're having the crane wrapping, and then we're also having Marjorie's reception. So I hope but they're all separate. You can come to all of them or some of them. But we need all of you to come and bring your friends to wrap these cranes. So it'll be a fun event. I think it'll bring more attention to us, definitely. And we're just inviting anybody to come and participate.
Oh, thanks so much, Donna. So you all come down now, you hear? And if you're out there sitting at home and you're worried about the heat, don't worry about that. We'll have some cold water and what have you. And it's only for a couple hours. And I tell you, when they did the origami cranes last year, everybody had quite a lot of fun at that event. You know, we had several different classes on how to make them, and it was fun. Everybody enjoyed themselves. So now, as is our custom, it's time for our inclusivity quote. Now, our inclusivity and diversity team meets on Monday afternoon. You can get on to the website and attend that meeting if you'd like. And they focus on inclusivity and honor diversity. And every week, one of our members chooses a quote that is inspirational and inclusive. And that kind of goes along with our theme, and I'll get into that when I give my message. So this week's quote was selected by Bonnie Carlia, who's one of our team members. And this is a book from Deepak Chopra, and I'm sure everybody kind of knows who he is, so I don't have to elaborate on that. And the quote is, when you are expressing that one unique talent that you possess, or maybe more than one unique talent in many cases, the expression of that talent takes you into timeless awareness and you lose track of time. Now, how many of us have had that experience where we're doing something and we are so engaged in it that it's like, I don't know where the time went, but that's when we're really on track with our inner divine essence. So now it's my turn to do the affirmation. Our practitioners and I take turns now to do this part. For those of you who haven't been at our center before, whether virtually or here. And so this week, I'd like to have you join me in saying our affirmation for the week. And I'm going to say it first, and then I'm going to count to 3, and we're all going to do it. And that goes for you all out at home, too. So, the work of my soul is creating a life that matters. Let's go 1, 2, 3. The work of my soul is creating a life that matters. And now I'd just like to do our opening affirmative prayer for all of us as we begin this service. So I recognize that as we come together, there is only one infinite loving power and presence. No matter what we may call it, it is the source of all life, all creation. And in the infinite, I know that there are demonstrations of so many talents, just as individuated as each creation of the divine. And I hold that high, and I know that as I am one of those unique creations, and I am always inseparably connected to that infinite, loving, divine presence source, I know that this is true for everyone here and for everyone at home and for every creation, all humanity, wherever they may be. So knowing that we live in this unified field of the warp and weft of the tapestry of the universe, I declare this to be a day where we celebrate the gifts of uniqueness of life that creates a world that makes a difference, that matters, a world that we create that works for all. And knowing that we are blessed in this work that we do, whatever it may be, whatever our station in life is, I know that this expression is perfect in every way, and I bless everyone, everywhere, and I hold each heart up to the light of the one illuminating their path. And with great, great joy and thanks in my heart, I simply release this word right into the law, knowing that it is already done, and we may affirm it together by saying, and so it is. And now we have some beautiful special music talking about becoming all that we can be and not having fear about that, our next greatest yet to be's. So this is special music. The words are going to be on the screen for all of you at home and for here in the sanctuary. I highly recommend that you sing it because it's the vibration of the words that we sing and that we speak that bring into life the harmony within us with the alignment of body, mind, and spirit. And now, go for it.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You'll have all you need, it's all inside of you. Close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. No need to make a plan, your heart will be your compass. Lift your sails in faith and trust you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Float into the mystery.
So nice. So are y'all floating now? Floating at home? Floating here? I know that the people down in SoCal are floating from all the rain that came down there. Well, good morning again, and welcome to the second Sunday in August. You know, we made it through the big heat wave, and you know, our theme this year is living in everyday wonder, and I can tell you that I lived in everyday wonder just watching those temperatures rise and wondering how much further they could go without a rolling blackout, you know. We get those here in California. For those of you who are not in rolling blackout territory, very interesting phenomenon. But I am grateful that the power held and everything is good. So, you know, things are stable, and I just know that as we have this cooling spell, it's going to be so much nicer, and we're going to really enjoy these temperatures. And of course, today is the anniversary of September 11th, and that was a day that changed so very much in this country. And yes, there was a huge tragedy caused by a group of radical militants. And I acknowledge right now the grief and loss that was suffered by so many in our entire country at that time. Yet what I'd like to bring to the forefront in remembering this event is how much it revealed the good in people. You know, as is often the case with tragedy, whether it's small or large, we saw folks pulling together, helping each other in ways they never expected, and there was great love present in so many expressions. Now I'd just like to take a moment to remember those lives lost and the ever-present infinite love that guided and supported everyone through that time. So if you'll join me in just a moment of silence. And I bless each and every soul involved in that time and now. And so it is. Well, now, this month our theme is Live an Everyday Wonder with Work. And my talk title today is Vocation or Vacation. Mark Twain said the secret of success is making your vocation your vacation. Our vocation isn't something out there at the edge of a horizon between now and not yet. Vocation is the divine energy already and always at work within us. And this week we're going to take a look at how we can deepen into the wonder of vocation to create a life that really matters. This might seem like a topic for those who are working in careers or jobs. There's the baby Sean. I love to hear him talk during this. He says so many more important things than I do. However, we all have a vocation within us as an expression of spirit, regardless of where we are in our life. You know, Parker Palmer noted, before you tell your life what you intend to do with it, listen for what it intends to do with you. Before you tell your life what truths and values you have decided to live up to, let your life tell you what truths you embody and what values you represent. You know, when we allow ourselves to begin to let our lives speak to us, we would be wise to listen. Our life sometimes says the very best parts of your being have somehow been set aside or gone unnoticed. And these are essential elements that must be lived out loud in this now moment and invited into being as each of us unique, special expressions of the universal intelligence, God, Spirit, whatever we want to call it. The word vocation comes from the Latin vocare, or voice. Vocation is therefore about listening to the voice of Spirit that lies within and allowing it expression in, through, and as us. Letting our life speak is about making room in our soul for the signs and messages in and around you to lift you up. Now, when your life speaks to you, it invites the truth to be known. First in, by you, and then as you, as the soul listens for the love and the strength, determination, and hope that call it forth. Vocation isn't a title, a role, a job, or an occupation. It's the quiet yes whispered to the soul. Your life never stops speaking to you. You might think it does, but it doesn't. So listen for the sounds of the creation of a life that matters now more than ever. Our vocation is an inward declaration of life and how we individually and collectively belong in this world. Paul Coelho writes in The Alchemist, "There is one great truth on this planet. Whoever you are, or whatever it is that you do, when you really want something, it's because that desire originated in the soul of the universe, and it's your mission on earth." When we finally decide to free ourselves from the image of the impossible, our next step and breath are into a space and time where we get to declare, I'm possible. Say that with me. I'm possible. How does that feel, you know? Sometimes we forget that, and we become lost in the woods of uncertainty and adversity. And that's the story of Buckminster Fuller. In 1927, it's a long time ago, I know, at the age of 32, he stood on the shores of Lake Michigan, and he was prepared to throw himself in the freezing waters. His first child had died. He was bankrupt, discredited, and jobless, and he had a wife and a baby daughter. He began to think that his life insurance policy was worth way more than his life. And on the verge of suicide, it suddenly struck him that his life belonged not to himself, but to the universe. And he chose at that moment to embark on what he called an experiment to discover what a little penniless, unknown individual might be able to do effectively on behalf of all humanity. Well, over the next 54 years, he proved time and time again that his most controversial ideas were practical and workable. And during the course of his remarkable experiment, he was awarded 25 U.S. patents, authored 28 books, received 47 honorary doctorates in the sciences, the arts, engineering, and the humanities, and received dozens of major architectural awards for design and structure. In fact, Buckminster Fuller is most known for the invention of the geodesic dome, the lightest, strongest, and most cost-effective structure ever devised. And he once said, "The mission of life is to align our heartbeat with the rhythm of the universe." Or as our founder, Dr. Holmes, wrote, "What we see comes from what we do not see, through some inner intelligence at work, which knows there is no power but itself. The starting point of all creation is the word of spirit. And the word is the concept, idea, image, or thought of God. It's the self-knowing mind speaking itself into manifestation. The word back of everything is its initial cause." Now, we say in our form of affirmative prayer that we speak our word, and we are inspired by Spirit with a thought, idea, or concept that we have of living life in a different way, of new change, becoming more, becoming our own unique expression. And when we speak that word, the energetic form of that idea moves through unformed spirit into the active portion of spirit that simply creates whatever is put into it, without judgment, without hesitation, and without partiality. As we say, the power of our word is spirit ever going forth into new expression. And you know, in our faith and philosophy, we use that little handy phrase, change your thinking, change your life. And I'd like to kind of refine that a bit. I'd like to have us think of it as, or just give it a try, just put this on. Change your beliefs, change your life. Thoughts and beliefs are really a bit like chickens and eggs, okay? Which one started first, you know? Well, a belief is just a thought we keep thinking. And a thought is formed from our beliefs based on experiences or what we've been taught until we choose a new one. It's the same with our thoughts and beliefs about vocation and the idea of work. As we listen to our inner voice and the inspiration of spirit within, we can make new choices if we aren't living in and on purpose. The acronym for JOB, which I just love, I learned it some time ago, is just over broke. Or as Matthew Fox described, a job is something we do to get a paycheck and pay our bills. Now, jobs are legitimate at times, but work is why we're here in the universe. And work and calling often go together. Now, personally, I happen to be a big fan of right livelihood. And that's a Buddhist concept. And it's not exactly, it's the same as work, but it's a little bit of an expansion on that, so I'm going to offer that thought to you right now. Right livelihood is the integration of a work life and a life grounded in vocation that encourages engagement in both compassionate activity and work to make a living in a supportive and constructive way. Or, simply said, creating a life that matters. You know, with Right Livelihood, we're living in alignment with the voice within that guides our passion. We're contributing to the lives of others, even if it seems in very remote ways. And we're highly compensated for it. And when we engage in Right Livelihood, we approach living the allness and the quiet wholeness of our spiritual nature, making its way in this world as meaningful work. Or again, as Ernest Holmes noted, we are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life. We are surrounded by, immersed in, and there is flowing through us a creative something, the sum total of all our thought, purpose, and belief is demonstrated according to the sum total of that belief. Think about that for a minute. So what are your beliefs about work? Well, if you're retired, you may not have any. You might think, nope, not doing that anymore. Or were you taught that work was just something you did to make money, to provide for yourself and your family? Were you taught that you couldn't follow your passion because it was something your age, sex, race, or other label just didn't allow and would not happen, could not happen? Have you lost confidence in that inner voice guiding you ever forward to seek the dreams of your heart as work? Or are you doing work that is your passion, that is the desire of your heart, that is so strong that it must express in some way? Or as Pablo Picasso said, if they took away all my paints, I'd use pastels. And if they took away my pastels, I'd use crayons. And if they took away my crayons, I'd use a pencil. And if they put me in a cell and stripped me of everything, I would spit on my finger and draw on the wall. Now that's inner passion, an expression of spiritual vocation. You know, each day is an opportunity to embark upon a personal journey to make meaning in the work that is our life. Wonder is all that is needed to discover what is within such a way of life that it invites us to pour ourselves out into the world over and over and over again, regardless of our age or our station in life. I invite each of us to consider the inspiration of George Bernard Shaw. You know, he was a famous playwright, kind of a colorful character, if you will. And he wrote, "This is the true joy in life, the being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one." Not somebody else, but yourself. The being a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It's a sort of splendid torch, which I have got hold of for a moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. That's a mighty thought, isn't it? Yeah. Within each of us and the collective heart of humanity is a voice that is always speaking at the intersection of work and vocation. The voice speaks first to remind us of who we are, and next the voice speaks for us into the world of life, work, and vocation to tell the world we are here. And then finally, that generative power of spirit, that creative power of spirit within begins to speak life anew. As our true vocation begins to emerge, or right livelihood as I like to call it, it weaves together the idea of self and the work of service to the world. This is what Frederick Buckner asserts when he defines vocation as the place where your deep gladness meets the world's deep need. Now, Buckner's definition starts with the inward idea of self and moves outward toward the world's needs. It wisely begins not with what the world needs, which is everything, but with the nature of the human self and the joy and meaning that reside within. You know, regardless of our age, this is the beloved work of everyday wonder that points us toward our soul's journey and our purpose that pours out of us into the world, embodied as a life that matters as we co-create a world that works for all. So it is. And now it's time for our little affirmative prayer to put the little cap on that message. So I speak this word, this very word that I spoke about in my message. This word that is the inspiration of Spirit that moves in through and as each of us, the beloved creations of the divine, bringing forth greater good in our lives and the world. And that inspiration for right livelihood, I hold up for every being, all humanity around the globe. Wherever everyone may be, regardless of their circumstances, the situations that they are in, I know that the highest and greatest good is unfolding for every person on this planet. I may not know what that is, but I do know that Spirit knows. And I trust that that inner divinity, that wisdom, that divine intelligence that created universes is available to everyone simply by listening to that voice, the vocare, the vocation, the voice of Spirit within that speaks to each of us if we simply listen. And I declare that every ear is wide open and every heart is wide open, and that all humanity benefits from the great love of the Spirit of the One that moves through each of us as we are interconnected, always and forever. And so I bless each being, each creation. And I know that life and work and vocation and right livelihood and a creation of a world that works for all is already done. And knowing this is so, I let it be. And so it is. And boy, we got, our wonderful musicians, our band. We've got wonderful music for you. And they're getting ready. Now, this is a real special song, and you cannot sit on your fannies on this one. So when you're at home, I want you to get up. If you're in here, if you can get up, get out of your seat and stand up. This is a very special song, and I want you to pay real close attention to the words, and they're not so hard, so you'll be able to just get up and sing them. Get ready, because they're going to let you know what it is. Ready? Come on, get off your butts. Come on. They're standing up. I'm standing up. Everybody stand up.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometime come with living this name called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork of the road?
Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize not alone. There's nothing I can do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness?
Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize not alone, and there's nothing I can do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
You are.
You are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. You are the place where God shows up.
Yes, you are.
You are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. You are the place where God shows up.
We are.
We are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. We are the place where God shows up. We are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. We are the place where God shows up. Oh, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
There you go. Yeah, y'all are. Everybody's the place where God shows up. This is a center where God shows up and lives here all the time, even when we're not here, because it's everywhere all the time. So I just want to say a special thank you to our wonderful musicians. We've got Kevin Esquivel on the piano, Phil Santillane on the bass, Joey Hernandez on the drums, who's filling in for our Joe Lizama, Deanna, our vocalist, Deanna Saldana, and Hope Garcia, also our vocalist, and our choir director. So we are blessed. We are blessed to have this kind of music available to us all the time. So this is a time when we talk about conscious giving. Now, conscious giving is where we give from the place of understanding that abundance flows through our lives all the time. We may not see it, we may not identify it because we're not aware. But that infinite loving spirit of prosperity and abundance gives to us continuously, continuously, continuously. And we receive to the extent that we are capable. Do we have our prosperity affirmation? So when we consciously give, we give from a place of heart, from the love within us. And so this is our conscious giving affirmation today. Let's say it together. And I want you to say it loud enough so these folks out at home can say it and they can hear it too, all right? I am blessed with prosperity as I enjoy my right livelihood. Let's do it again, because that's a powerful statement. Say, I am blessed with prosperity as I enjoy my right livelihood. Think about that. We know that every gift that is given supports this center. We know that every gift that's given through love comes back 100 or more fold. And that's just a spiritual principle. I'd take it to the bank, so to speak. And I'm so grateful for these gifts. You know, these gifts of love and spirit. And for those of you who are at home, the slide had our address and everything on it so that you could send in a check if you don't like to do the automatic donation thing that's on the website. So you can send a money order check, whatever you'd like, to support this center. If you like this Sunday service and you'd like to see more of it, it supports our musicians. Center for Spiritual Living, Visalia, at 117 South Locust Street, Visalia, California, 93291. And you can go to our website and just push the donate button there. And even for those of you who are here, if you're feeling like it later on, y'all can do that too. We can never give. We can never give too much, and we can never outgive God. I guarantee you that. So Chris, come on with that. Thank you so much. So I know that these gifts are from the love of pure spirit that moves through the lives of every being who so graciously and generously contributed to this center. All of these gifts keep this center going. And so I am so grateful, so very grateful for each of them, because I know that they do good work here in our center, in our community, and in the world. And so I bless each and every one of them with a grateful heart, and so it is. All righty, and now this is the time when we get down on the floor, not like when you've been in other churches maybe or other experiences, but we are going to move. I'm going to be down on the floor there instead of up here. And we do this thing called the peace song, and we're going to stand around in a circle, and y'all can hold hands or not, whatever everybody is most comfortable with. It's really up to the person to decide what they would like to do. And the words for the peace song will be up on the screen, and everybody can sing or not, and go with it from there. I got to go this way a bit. You may. Well, yeah. Okay. There you go.
Now there is peace on earth. I know it begins with thee. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with thee, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
Oh, wonderful. And it does begin with each of us in our hearts and in our actions. And I just remind you of that as we go out into the week. And now we got this funky little thing that we do here. And so if you feel like it, you can repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called life. Now, life is in my mind. And life is in my body. And it's in the body of my affairs. Oh, I think it. And I feel it. I know it. And I love it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Have a wonderful week, everybody. We'll see you next time.
I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up.